great powers, Russia, China, they're vying for influence in international organization and trying to use them not to get their views in international norms, but to push international norms aside so essentially they can achieve the policies that they want. We have a bold demonstration of this in the WHO, the China essentially using the organization to advance China's interests. There were international health regulations that were passed after China failed to meet its obligation during the SARS pandemic. Though if China had followed those guidelines for this, countries would have had weeks, maybe months warning, but they violated it because China didn't perceive it in their interest.
Particularly with regards to the phase one trade deal, a lot of that was agricultural goods. Amidst all of coronavirus, we've forgotten that there are a number of other diseases running through China right now, such as African swine fever, which has really done a number on China's pork markets. They are going to have to import a lot of pork. They are still a net importer of other feed grains, soybeans, corn, wheat. So if you want to cut off your dealings with the United States, good luck on figuring out where you're going to find somebody to replace all those food imports as well.
What we know is that China's failure to disclose key information at critical moments made it so that the rest of the world was less prepared for combating COVID-19. And so knowing what we do know, the U.S. really needs to take the lead in pressing for transparency in China and calling for an independent, apolitical, international investigation into how the Chinese Communist Party mishandled the coronavirus response. And I think that means not just looking into the facts of what has happened, but actually identifying individuals and entities within the Chinese Communist Party and beyond who are responsible for the severe human rights violations as well as for the cover-up.
Well, in most policymakers' minds, at least what it should be, is that good health policy is good economic policy, and good economic policy is good health policy. And that really reflects the sort of mentality of the Heritage Foundation that we've taken, is that the response to pandemic is going to be a delicate balance between life and livelihood. And those two are not different things. They are the same thing on a continuum for every individual person.
Longer term, economic growth requires allowing companies to produce, allowing people to work. And I'm actually quite concerned about the possibility of the Federal Reserve bailing out cities and states and counties. They're talking about lending to $1 trillion, possibly over $1 trillion to these some of these states that have very severe budget problems, not because of COVID. We're talking about states like California and New York that have had years of mismanagement, and you're going to force good states that have good managers such as Florida and Texas to bail them out. That is unfair, and we see a big push for that right now.